and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Hi, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
All right,
Bob.
Brad, this has happened to probably almost all of us. You're getting up at night, you stub your toe, and what should you do after that? Do you need to see a doctor? Is it broken? How do you treat it? So
Right.
we're going to try to give you some guidelines.
And that hurts, Bob.
Oh, it hurts because I've done it.
Yeah,
And I
it
went
feels
through
like it's broke on all of them,
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not.
Yeah, and I'll go through my scenario too,
Okay.
what happened. But when you stub your toe, if you first hear like a pop or a snap, there's more likely that you broke it.
Okay.
And if you hear the sound. If you look at the toe and it's bent, I mean, that may seem obvious, but to some people, they may not think of it. If it's kind of bent one side or another,
Right.
it's probably broke, and
Yep.
you need to go in then.
Yep.
If there's bruising and swelling the next day, doesn't mean it's broke, but it's again getting more likely.
Right.
Even if there's bruising and swelling in the toenail,
Okay.
it's getting more likely. Mine did bruise up. I don't know if mine was ever broke, to be honest. I didn't go in.
Sure.
So, but if it keeps going on for several days, you need to go in if the pain
Right.
and the swelling.
Not
So-
that they're going to put a cast on it, but there may be some treatment to help it out.
Right, and there are times if it's broken to the joint, you're more susceptible to early arthritis. So you want to have it treated right. And sometimes if there's really pinpoint pain, that means it's broke too, as opposed to really diffuse and spread out.
Sure.
So the statement that if you can walk on it, it's not broken, that's not true. You might be able to walk on it and it's still broken, so don't be relying on that either.
Sure.
So what are you going to do for treatment? The first thing you want to probably keep the weight off the toe for a while.
Right.
Using crutches or a cane or something, just trying to.
The old rice.
Right.
Rest it, ice it.
Yep. Elevation.
Yep. It's kind of hard to compress it. It's kind of hard to wrap a
I
toe.
wouldn't worry about the C, which is compression. I
Right.
wouldn't do that. But yeah, I'd go ahead and ice it. The thing that I did, and a lot of people will do, they'll take tape, and so let's say this is the broken toe. They'll tape it to the toe right next to them. They just go ahead and buddy split it, they call it.
Sure.
So they tape them together in a comfortable way so you don't get tingling or numbness, and you hold them together, and that kind of supports that
Right.
one and
Don't
keeps no
tape
trouble.
it too tight. Just
Right. It's got to be loose.
Yep, just so they're held together.
Yeah, it should be comfortable, and you don't
Yeah.
want to see your toes turning blue.
Right, don't let your brother take the electrician's tape and tighten it up good and tight.
You sound like you have experience with that. So, all right, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and this just happened to my daughter, in fact. What we had her do is she took an old tennis shoe and she cut out the toe here. Can you see that, Lonnie? Yeah, down. And that took pressure off the toe, because a lot of times you put your foot in a shoe and there's going to be that constant pressure on the
Right,
toe.
especially if it's swollen up, it's tender, and then you're just going to irritate it.
Even better is what we call, we call them a Reese shoe, R-E-E-S-E shoe, but this has an open toe. It's after surgery, and what's nice about this, the sole is real stiff.
Down, Bob, bring it down.
I'm a tall guy, so it's real stiff, so the toe's not bending when you step on it.
Right. I've
So
got one
Brad's got
on
one
right
on.
here. You can clearly see the toe is exposed. And the nice thing about this, if you do bump it, with any luck, you hit this and you protect the toe.
Right.
Yeah, we call them ortho shoes.
Okay.
You call them Reese shoes?
Yeah, it's just a brand name. I
Call it
think.
whatever you want. They're nice. You can get them at a lot of pharmacies will have them.
Yeah, you can probably order online very easily too. So the last thing I want to talk about, Brad, is if let's say 3-4 weeks have gone by and it wasn't broken and you're still having some pain, because this is what happened to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I still having pain?
Yeah.
And what turned out is, I think quite often when you injure the toe, you also injure the tendon. And so the tendon that runs along the toe, and there's some scar tissue in it. So Brad's going to show on his toe.
I'm not taking my sock off for this.
Okay,
Bob.
right
It's
along
here.
there. So what we do, which we often do, is for like a thing like this, we do cross fiber massage. So I'm going to come back up to you. Am I too high again? Right about there. So you just really kind of aggressively, you're going to go across the tendon, especially if you find a tender spot.
Okay, Bob, I'm taking my sock off. You can't do
good
it to your
Lord.
finger.
Yes, you can.
Well, I know, but look at
All
this.
you do this is for like 5 minutes. I did 2 treatments of it, and the pain was gone.
So you just went like this?
Yep.
Right over the toe. Just
Right.
You can do it with your thumb.
Yep, really aggressive. You're breaking up the scar tissue,
Yep.
and then that scar tissue doesn't give you any pain anymore.
Yeah, so by this time your toe was not so painful, the swelling was down. Yeah, there was just some tight scar
Those are some
tissue.
ugly toes.
Yeah, that is. That happens when you get over 50. It's terrible.
Thanks for watching, folks.